This is an honor ride for an American Indian warrior who has passed on from his journey on this Mother Earth. My name is Bruce Kafer. I'm a member of the Oglala Lakota Nation.
Get ready for the powwow.
I'm a registered nurse with the Department of Veterans Affairs. In Native American programs, I do outreach wherever I can. I participate in powwows. I really look for any way to connect with the community. I get to go to some fascinating places, and one of them is Tucson, Arizona. We are going to be heading out to the Ta'ano O'odham Reservation, which is in the middle of the Sonoran Desert. These desert lands are sacred, and the people that live here are known as the people of the desert. Silas Johnson is the son of Larry Johnson. Larry was a Korean War combat veteran and an elder in his tribal community. Recently, he passed away, and we are going to have an honor ride for him.
What is the significance of that honor ride?
They say I rode with him. That meant you rode next to him and you rode with him, and he's here in spirit, and no matter where we ride, we're riding with him because we're riding for him. So the honor ride for me is to ride with that spirit, continue that spirit, and I tell my sons that.
Larry helped us with our Native programs, and as an elder, he taught us that when you take time out of your busy day to say hello, to share a special moment, that you connect with someone in a way that has true value. Whenever you have people of different cultures, they can see the world differently. I believe that our challenge is to understand that view. There are differences in culture, in occupation, and just differences between people. But it's when we make efforts to understand those differences that we're able to establish an important foundation for communication. Jerry Espinosa is a member of the Hopi tribe, and he is a service-connected combat veteran of Operation Enduring Freedom. He is also one of the veterans that helps us with our programs.
In Afghanistan, with people, you learn different lifestyles, cultures, different, some of us banged heads, some of us were best friends, It's like, so I think interacting with different types of people will help me that way. With the Army's pretty much put me through being around different types of cultures.
There are about 562 federally recognized tribes. There are 365 state-recognized tribes. About 250 reservations with about 200 different indigenous languages spoken. I think one of the most interesting things about Native America is a long-standing warrior tradition. In World War II, 40% of the Cheyenne Nation served. In Vietnam, 90% volunteered, with an overwhelming percentage serving in forward combat areas. Despite this long-standing tradition of service, unfortunately, there is an underutilization of VA services. Part of my role is to help bridge that gap and make services more accessible. The Tucson VA has an outstanding program called the Gathering of Healers.
We did with Larry Johnson and his
This
family.
program involves a person in spirit, mind, and body. The participants of this program call themselves the Oracle Lights of Healing, and they make such an important difference as far as educating in diversity, differences in lifeway practice, and really improving customer service delivery.
Welcome. My name is Jeanette Long, and I'm from the Navajo Nation. I'm also...
Jeanette Long is a Navajo combat veteran who served in Desert Storm. She works with our Gathering of Healers programs and shares her own personal story and journey in the military, with the traditions of her people, and helps us to understand some of the unique challenges that American Indian women face today.
A lot of the women veterans live for the Navajo Nation. It's such a big reservation that, you know, most of them are on the reservation, so the access to health care is a challenge, and the outreach to the women veterans, I have not really seen a lot of emphasis on that, and I think that's a real big challenge on the reservation.
When we involve Native American veterans like Larry, Jeanette, and Jerry in our diversity programs, it allows us to gain an understanding that is holistic in spirit, in mind, and in body.
So, Ellie, are you ready to dance at the powwow?
I've been married for 12 years to my wife, Serene. We have twins named Eliana and Vincent. We live in a little town called North Ridgeville, Ohio, and we are truly blessed.
Siete.
From a young age, I always knew I was different, and that was because I didn't look like my parents. I didn't look like the other kids. And when I asked my mom about it, she said that that was because I was adopted and I was actually a Sioux Indian. My adoptive parents are of Anglo descent, and they have raised me in a loving tradition. After high school, I got a copy of my adoption papers, and I learned that both my mother and father were from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in South Dakota. So I went to her house and actually got to meet my mother for the first time. And it was really then that I realized a new connection to Native America. And I knew I needed to know more. One of the things that I like about my position is it provides me an opportunity to give my children the type of exposure that I didn't have. They call my birth mother Unchi, which in our language means grandmother.
Who's that? Who's that?
My children dancing in the powwow is another experience that I would have never have learned about if it wasn't for the diversity in my life and my family. When I got married, I added more culture to my life. My father-in-law is from a traditional Italian family, and my mother-in-law is from a Slovenian family. I find that when I learn about a new culture, a new tradition, it just enriches my life and my family's life. In the words of the Lakota, Mitakoye Oyasin, which in English means all my relations. This reflects that aspect of all people in spirit, mind, and body that we have in common. If we truly want to serve our veterans and connect with each other, we must understand that within groups, communities, tribes, and nations, there is diversity within diversity.